Hello everyone. Today is number 3rd, and we are in Cluster API provider for IBM Cloud meeting. Okay. Just give me a minute. So as usual, we'll go to the features what we have delivered last couple of weeks. Then we'll discuss about releases and then backlog and CI. Right? So feel free to add if you have any other topics to discuss. All right. So if I think the last time the release happened on September 7th. Yeah, I think we discussed what really we can have delivered, I think, in that call itself. Maybe we can look at other stuff, what we delivered from then. Okay, going back to commits, September 7th, right? Or 8th. Oh, yeah. So this one already went in the release? No, think not, right? Yeah, so all these, okay, post this, like I think all these things got merged post release, I believe. This is just a doc update for pointing to a right document, like, right release and then whatnot. Not a lot of things, but yeah, this one is important because we deprecated the option. So, Prajat, do you want to talk about?
Yes, Manju.
Yeah.
So we had actually changed the provider ID format, right? And we had already marked the older format as a deprecated version in the previous before the previous release. So now that we are in a phase of the next release, right? So we have removed the older one, and it is going to use the no, new provider ID format variable, which has been already part of the code. Yeah, so going ahead, that is going to be the standard variable that is going to be the use. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. And then of course, like we had to change uh, other places as well. So I think that has been already taken care or in progress. I think similarly, we have removed from the YML, and this is just a bump. And this is, oh, I think we added some waiting for cluster to be like, coming up online. So I think we have removed this because that this fix did not make any
Yes, Manju. So
sense. Yeah.
yeah, so this fix did not fix that timeout TCP
Yeah.
timeout issue that we were trying to fix. So we just got removed that code.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to have more complications. Yeah.
And then some minor change for
Yes, so some of these readmes were pointing to the older name flavors of the templates, so which can throw errors if users try to just copy paste and run those commands. So now we have fixed it to the latest version. I think even this will need to be, yeah, I'll need to raise a PR after the recent changes needs to be updated. The VPC one needs to be updated.
Okay, so you need to create another one. No, right?
Yeah, so now we have removed VPC load balancer because load balancer is the default one
Oh
which
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
VPC.
So
Yeah.
okay, so yeah, issue create issue
Naming of the templates.
to fix the doc to use proper template name. Right?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that. Was that? I think this is for updating the.
Yes. So this was basically updating the release process and support related information. So what is our release timeline going to be, and what the supports that we provide, right? The support get like till what version. So we are going to do the stable release minus the two versions, right? The main minus two. So last two releases is what we are going to support, and the main branch what is
Yeah.
we're going to support going ahead, and some standards instruction as per the what KP community is following across all the other providers as well.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm just wondering, can we have this information in the docs as well? Or did we include there?
No, Manju, this is in a contributing MD, but yeah, I can create a different section
Yeah.
in the book itself and have the same content. Yeah.
Yeah. But contributing MD, yeah, I mean, it's fine being here, but I don't think this is the only place we should have, right? Because contribution is more of a like only for the individual contributors,
Okay.
not for the consumers, right?
Okay,
Most
Manju.
of the time. So I think let's do that.
Yeah, I think this can be also one of the good first issues if
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Oops. I don't know what happened. Dog for. Okay. All right. And this is for the Mac instructions. That's fine. A lot of dependency updates, and then we updated to 152. Yeah, this was crazy. Someone pushed the binary. um, I think there are talks happening. I think similar sort of incident happened in Kubernetes repository as well. Someone pushed the compiled binary in the test images folder. Yeah, I mean, later they have removed, but the sad part is there that this is all maintained by Git, right? I think this reference will remain in Git um, forever. Then, yeah, I mean, ultimately, even after removing, you won't be able to reduce the size of your Git, um, Git repository. That's the sad part of it. So, yeah, I mean, there's no way we can recover or we can claim that space unless we just rewrite the whole tree and all that, but that's not really recommended way of doing it. Just wondering like if we can maybe write some utility or some script to kind of avoid this going forward, right? There's similar sort of discussion happening in Kubernetes issue as well. Maybe I'll just have to create that and then point. Like maybe you can just reuse the thing they are trying to implement for Kubernetes itself. So they're trying to um, write a script which will sort of find the checked in files and then make sure there are no files which are not really sort of like not really a proper uh, if you're pushing something which is not really appropriate like go or text or whatever file, right? So they'll report an error while even in the PR validation itself. I'll maybe create an issue for that. Okay. Issue to avoid binaries. Um, in case if you have something like
So
you
when
have
you,
something in mind, yeah.
yeah, just one thing like can't we for now we can put like a make clean instruction, right, which is take care of dealing all these binaries which gets created in those particular locations, right? Something like that.
Well, not um make clean. Someone needs to trigger that, right? I think. See, if you let's say someone created a PR with including binaries, so make clean how it is going to helpful, like how it will be helpful.
No, it is basically it is just going to remove. So right now, what we the make cleans we have, it
Yeah.
just removes all the artifacts that were created, right? Like for example, in hack tools, we are using those Go API diff and all those binaries, right? So those are being built. So if you run make clean, it just gets rid of all those things and other binaries which are not actually needed for the stable
Yeah, the
code, right?
only problem there is, let's say if you include another binary in the future, so you might need to like, you might need to include that in the make file and all that.
Of course.
It's going to be headache, but if you can find one simple script which can really sort of avoid someone pushing these binaries, right?
Yes, exactly.
Kishan pasted some link in the chat window. So Kishan knows anything about this? Okay.
Yeah, Manju, looks like there is something called a pre-receive hook, which can be configured on GitHub. So we can have a predefined file size beyond which, it will not accept or get pushed to the endpoint. So I mean, like the repository. So if we can have that configured at least for a temporary basis, right? This can for the interim fix, this can be there, and maybe once when the Kubernetes folks actually find a better way of doing things, I think we can probably go with their approach.
Yeah, I think okay, I'll include the link you mentioned. I think let's see. Yeah. I'll create an issue and then maybe if one of you are interested, so you can start taking a look. So we'll find a way. Okay. So we'll do that. And this is Golang update. This is small update for removing the like additional space in the YML. But I'm just wondering if there's a way of even dealing such things, right? I think we have a lot of YMLs, but can we have some sort of YML lints written for?
Yes, Manju, I think it should be possible.
Okay.
I think we can use the linting here. I'll take a look into that. Yeah, it should be possible.
Yeah, let's see if we can do that. I know we are using a lot of those shell variable replacements and all that. I'm not sure how that is going to be handled in YML lint, but yeah, but something we should start looking at linting YMLs. List aperture for timing. So
Yeah, sure.
create an issue and then let's see. Because such issues might happen in the future. I think we should try avoiding these things. Okay. Next one, I think we just replaced the deprecated, like not, yeah, so something just deprecated and then not maintained to a one which we are maintaining in Kubernetes library. Okay. And this is for the Golang lint bump. This is good. This one is the major one. So you want to talk about Priyat?
Yes, sure, Manju. Now that we had actually marked the FIP, right, the floating IP approach that we had as to be deprecated in the previous version, right? And now that we are going to have the next version in, what we are going to do is the load balancer approach. So initially we had both floating IP and load balancer approach. So if user is to set the control plane load balancer, then the code used to create the load balancer, and we used to use that load balancer as a part of our VPC cluster. But if user was not passing that, it is still used, it is to go and use reserve a floating IP and use that instead of the load balancer. But now going ahead, we are just getting rid of all the floating IP approach, right? So load balancer is going to be the standard default approach. So going ahead, even if user specifies the control plane load balancer value, it's going to be a required value. So and also there are two things that we have taken care here. So first of all, floating point IP is going to be deprecated. It is going to be removed in the next version of the code, and we have removed all the logic behind it in this code. So load balancer is going to be the standard way. And also there is another variable called as control plane endpoint, right? Wherein user can bring in their own load balancer which they have pre-created rather than depending on the code itself to create a new load balancer, right? So we had to handle that approach as well. And only the very tricky part here was that when we create control plane load balancer ourselves, right, as a part of the code itself, we in turn also use the control plane endpoint variable, right? We set the host value to what load balancer we have created and what host name it had. So we had to take that into consideration such that we know that whenever the user brings in, so there are different scenarios. So first thing is if the control plane endpoint is empty and we have control plane load balancer set, it means that we are going to create the control plane load balancer, and when we are going to delete that cluster, it has to delete that load balancer as well as the VPC subnet and all of those things. The other opposite scenario was if the user brings in its own load balancer, right, and when it goes to delete it, we are just going to create the worker and the master nodes on top of all what he has already brought in. And when we are going to delete, we are just have to delete the workers and master node. We did not touch the control plane load balancer, what he has got, and the dependencies, which are VPC and subnet, which are associated with that load balancer. So we had to take care of those scenarios. And the other scenarios which comes into picture is uh, what if both the values are being passed in as part of the YAML, right? In that case, the control plane endpoint is going to be given the preference, right? Because it is something we are assuming is already created. So if it is not existent, we'll just throw the error and it is up to the user to deal with that, right? But if both the values are being set properly, it will go ahead. And if the load balancer was already there, right? So this can be like a reconciliation approach, right? How to deal with that. So suppose the control plane load balancer, I'm passing a control plane load balancer name, and I'm passing a control plane endpoint to the correct values of already existing control plane load balancer, right? In that case, the creation will work fine. But when we go to delete, right, since both are pointing to the same things, we have to also ensure that we have to delete that particular load balancer as well, right? Because user has passed it. So yeah, so we had taken the care of all those scenarios as well. And yeah, Manju, so yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
tricky
yeah.
situations to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, one quick question I have there is, let's say if user mentions both, right? So as in the endpoint host and then also the load balancer. So just wondering if you can maybe add some validation and then just throw an error message if they have mentioned both. Like, is it
Yes. So we have already added a webhook. In case nothing is mentioned, there will be a validation which will say that one of the two needs to be specified, must be specified.
but but what if they mention both? So we can even throw the error message, right? Or
No, Manju, so yeah, so I had actually done that, but what happens, right? Since our cluster control plane load balancer uses that particular field at some point in the code in the reconciliation logic that both the fields will be getting set, then this can be only the validation check will have to apply only in the validate create, right? It cannot come in validate update.
okay, so that's because we are updating these.
Yes, the host field as well as a part of the control plane load balancer.
Mm, okay, so is that a standard way of doing it?
So now at least I have taken care of that. Even if
Okay,
it specifies both, we are going ahead with the
yeah, okay, okay.
endpoint value.
But my only concern there is usually the controller doesn't really kind of change the spec, right? I mean,
Yes,
if
correct.
we are updating the spec
Yes,
based on the
correct.
user value, I think we have to be a little cautious there.
Yes, Manju, correct. Yeah. So that is what I was thinking when I was going through this code, because we may have to tick this logic to have another status field or something into
Yeah,
which will deal with
exactly.
that rather than depending on the spec field. Yeah, correct.
Exactly. I think we should explore there, and also we should like, because I'm not really comfortable modifying the spec itself, because let's say if you have some other reconcile on top of that, let's say there is someone doing a reconcile of their spec, they'll go and then just sort of like again they'll remove this entry, right? So if user doesn't really specify this in the beginning, like what
Yes,
grade?
Manju, agreed on that point. Yeah. So for now, at least whatever logic we had, we tried to handle this
Yeah, got it.
within that context. But yeah, I think I'll work on having, because that will introduce a new field, right? So a new field will come into picture, and then yeah, some tweaks in the logic. Yeah, that can surely, that should be our approach. No issues there.
Yeah. I think let's handle that. And sorry. Because that's needed. So otherwise, it's going to be probably. Anyways, let's see. Oh, thank you. This is just a Golang bump. And this is for vulnerabilities detection. Did you try it by any chance? I'm not sure. I haven't seen any runs so far. Like,
I think it will happen on Monday or something, I think.
okay.
Yeah, so it's that cron job, it's scheduled for every Monday, I think morning 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's see how it goes. So you want to talk about
Sure. Yeah, so this basic PR is basically to check the any vulnerabilities in the packages and all beforehand, so that we know what needs to be fixed, and so that we can patch them with the latest possible version and fix those package issues. Also at the same time, there is a container images, right? So we build the controller image as part of our entire logic of this KPI, right? So also doing a scanning on top of that image to see if there are no vulnerabilities as part of that container image itself, so that if there are any issues we can fix. And also this will help us in going ahead, right, when we have to do certain updates, right? It from time to time it will tell us week on week. So now we have configured a weekly job which will give us weekly scans of both the packages as well as the container images. So every week at least we will have a understanding of where we stand in terms of the vulnerabilities, right? So if there is something comes up at sometimes it catches something, we can just go ahead and fix that. And yeah, to be like a safety precautions, I would say.
cool. And this is, I think, set for all the branches so far.
Yes, so
I mean, 3 branches.
yeah, so the main branch and the two latest branches that we support.
I think we might need to update whatever doc required for to include a new release guide, right? I think somewhere, because we may lose updating the latest versions once we release, right? I think we might need to update something somewhere to update this YAML also when we release the new version.
Yes, Manju, correct, exactly. Yeah, I'll add that instruction in that modules and dependencies, I think what we have in book.
Yeah. Release. Okay. And that's pretty much right. Anything else in terms of changes we delivered? Discuss anything about anything else?
I think this is all, Manju, that we have so far delivered. But there are pending items that
Oh yeah,
which are coming in. Yeah.
releases we haven't released anything the last 1 month, so that's fine. But I think a lot of changes went in the 0.5 or older branches, I believe. I think we need to maybe just have one update releases, I think so.
Yeah, Manju, yeah. So I just recently did update to the latest cluster API version in both the supported releases and as well as the all the dependency packages like K8s and IBM packages. So
Okay. Okay, we'll do that. And then backlog. Issues, let's see if we have any issues which are not part of milestones. Okay, none. That's great. Then we'll discuss Route 7. Okay, so many issues attached. Bootstrap with ignition. So,
yes, Manish. So on that one, I haven't started yet, but me and Karthik are going to have a discussion on this one on Monday with this issue and also the issues that he is working on, since they are all like on the same.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Any idea when this 1.60 will be released, Prajot?
Yes, Manju, just give me a second. I'll just check. I have that. API. Uh, 20th November, Manju. So end of this month.
Okay. 20th November means maybe we will try to release the CAPI maybe by 30th.
Yes, yeah, should be. I think yes, in the same week.
Okay, so let me check when is our next meeting for the CAPI. It's on 17th, right? 17th, and post that on December 1st. Okay, I think we should be good. Let's see if we can target, the release by 30th, right? So based on that, we can start taking a look at issues we have so far. So are we good in terms of the timing here is what I'm trying to see. So if you're not really comfortable with the times, like, like let me know, maybe I can take out from the release. We have what, another 28 days or so? I mean, maybe 20 working days, maybe. All right. So considering that, I think we'll have to decide whether we can get in these, like, or move these just next release. Yeah.
Yes, Manju. Yeah, I'll discuss with Karthik tomorrow on this, and maybe I can update you the exact status of how this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this, who is working on this? Kirtan, right?
Mm.
Yeah, Manju, I think Kirtana was assigned with this.
Okay. Sure. It's not allowing to assign because she's not part of 6 member. But it is allowing Kishan. I don't know why. Kishan, you're part of some community sick.
No, Manju, I think I am not. I think it's Kirtana hyphen AP or something. I'll just check her username once again. Probably you can try that.
Okay. It's sort of official, like it's not sure. But any idea where she stands, like?
Yeah, I think last week she was testing the changes, and I think she should be done with the like initial work maybe. I think it's in the final stages where she should be raising a PR and getting this merged, at least from what I have learned from her.
Okay. So we can discuss with her and see if we can done in next 20 days.
Sure, sure. I'll just check.
And cluster class, it's
Yeah, Viju, I was working on this. It has come to an halt. I'll have to get back to this and continue working on this. But looks like they have someone has already raised the PR. So probably I'll close on that and just pick up from where it is left out.
okay. Let me try. It works or not. Okay. I think maybe self-assignment is working. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
could
the
be.
problem. So can you please maybe assign yourself?
Yes. Yeah, Maju, I'll do that.
Okay. And Amulya,
Yeah, I
about this?
can I can get this done by this release. Yeah, this is needed for us. Yeah.
Okay. Under finalizers, I haven't got a chance to look at this. Maybe I can try looking at this and see. Okay. Who is like doing this?
I can do it, Manju. Like we are documenting the environment we run the E2E. Okay. So what exactly are we looking at here?
Okay, mostly like the prow jobs where we are running and then whatnot. Maybe like some overview.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, sure. Okay, I can write that up and
yeah.
sure.
It's mostly like right now this repository doesn't have any clue if
Yes.
we are running or not, right?
Yeah. We can
We-
probably list down the job we are running.
Yes, it's something like that.
Yeah, sure, Manju.
Some,
I'll do that.
some information which talks about like the prow jobs where they are staying and then the prow, the link where we are running the jobs and then results and then whatnot. Just label that.
Yeah, sure, Manju. Yeah.
Okay. And then E2E failures. Anything failing?
No, I think most of these issues are being fixed only. I think the third one is, I'm not sure.
The last one?
That is something that we need to take care of. I think Amulya knows the issue for this one. It's just that there is the cleanup is not happening properly. That the job goes well, but at the end, while deleting the cluster, it just throws error that it's not able to find that management cluster and all that. So just a tidy work that's needed at the end of the job. Yeah.
So, Amali, are we good with this or?
Yeah, should be good. Like I can get it done.
Okay. Just assigned you. Then code refactoring. I think we can really. Maybe I'll just move to next release.
Yes, Manju, yeah, because this is going to be a long activity, I think.
Yes. Improve the documentation. What else we need?
Yeah, Manju. I'll probably check with Abhishek as well because I think
Yeah.
he has a couple of stuff from his end, right? So I'll just work with him and like push in like one good documentation to, to see it.
I think I'll just move it from the next because this is not something we need it immediately. Yeah, I mean, I haven't got any chance. I mean, any time for this at all. We'll just move it to next release. Sort of what part there. Remove duplicated package. So this one, I think I see already a PR from Kishan. I'll review. List, yeah, I think I already see a PR from Amulya. I'll take a look. Release reference. I already see. Yeah, I mentioned here. Okay. Take a look. So anything else on 0.7?
Not on 0.7, Manju, but in general, I think we need to add proper instruction on some of the PRs that needs to be backported, right? Like, for example, Kishan is working on those deprecated packages being replaced, right? So it is one PR that should definitely go into the previous releases as well as a backport. So I think that is something we need to set certain documentation proper for the backport packages. What PRs needs to be backported, because sometimes we don't backport, then we realize after some point that this should have been backported, and then
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't have standard answer for that right now. But yeah, I mean something we need to address.
Like
But
maybe
most of the time, the deprecated some of these things usually we don't backport it. Because most of this requires some amount of testing, right?
yes, correct. Yeah, this will require, this needs testing.
Backport is mostly for maybe minor bug fixing or so, but not something like this. So you're saying something?
yeah,
Amelia?
yeah, sorry. I was just telling as a suggestion for the backport, probably like we can have a label such as needs backport or something like that. And when somebody raises a PR and maintainers know that this should be backported, that label can be added on that PR. As such, I mean, just a suggestion I was just thinking about.
But the concern here, Prajot, is mostly for identifying the backport candidates or
Yes, Manju, correct. Yeah, backport candidate. So yeah, so what Amulya mentioned can work here. Like we just add labels beforehand itself onto the issues that we create, right? So whoever is working on that, they know that this needs to be backported as well. Yeah, I think that approach can be taken.
but who will make that decision and then how we will make that decision is the question, right? So that's something right now is not really defined.
Yes, correct.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the concern. I like see adding, yeah, I mean label is fine, so we can just take care of that. But why, how, when, right? I mean, like so at least the when part is the
Yes, correct, Manju.
question. Yeah.
Maybe if we are taking that approach, we can use the week or CAPI call itself, right? Weekly call, discuss if anything needs to be marked as backported, to be backported or not.
Mhm.
For now,
Mhm.
before we come to some more
Okay.
optimal solution. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe one of you drive that. Maybe Project, do you want to maybe like take that? Maybe we can have 5 minutes for this discussion in every call. Maybe we can go
Sure,
through the
Manju.
list and then
Yes, Manju. Yeah.
decide what needs to be backported.
Okay, Manju. Yeah.
Okay. And coming back to this, milestones, we discussed about 0.7. Nothing there for the other ones. Next got 8. Explore load event. Okay. KBM.
So Karthik, I think already started
Oh yeah.
working on this.
Explore adding power skills. So we will. Okay. Managed clusters. Yeah, I mean these are 3 big features is what I can say. So we cannot have it in 0.7. Improve the documentation, code refactoring. Okay. Is anything needs to be done here, Prajat?
No, Manju, nothing from
Okay.
our end at least. Yeah.
Okay. Let it stay in that case. Explore automation for image building. So this marked as still, I'm not sure. Do you really want to spend any time here?
Not right now, Manju, but yeah, when
Yeah, I think we can close it now. I think, is it really required? Is what my next question is.
no, Manju,
I think,
not.
yeah, this can be a overkill, I believe. So we don't need like so often, right?
Yes. It just like whenever there is a new release, like once in.
Yeah, we will just close it. It's not really required.
So one thing I remember, Manju, was like we need to create a new issue as well. So I'm anyways going to build the latest K8s images that we are going to need for the next release.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll create that. Yeah. Mitch.
All right. Anything else? Our instrumentation. So this is pending for quite some time. I think we'll have to spend some time there to understand what needs to be exposed. I think yeah, all these issues can stay next till we release this release. So .7, and then we'll look at it in next release maybe. Okay. That is about backlog. Okay, so next CI. Okay, it's passing. It's one failure, that's fine. Sorry. So this is failing. I don't know why it is started failing more often nowadays.
Yeah, one reason is Manju, like whenever it picks up the Toronto region there, the listing of load balance is failing, like similar issue to what Dharnesh is saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I have to remove that. And but yesterday when I tried to actually test that out of using CLI, it wasn't happening. When a couple of days back when I tried, it was happening. So what I and Project decided, if it let it pick up once again, and if it fails now also, then we're going to remove the region, and then
Okay.
just going to see if it's passing or not. Because it by CLI at least it's passing right now. I'm able to list them
Okay, cool.
using the service IDs API key. Yeah. So
Let's see.
yeah.
Let's wait maybe for a day or two.
Yeah, when once again it has to pick up the reason, and then we'll take a decision on it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. I think that's only for the latest ones. I don't think. I don't know why it is not showing the released ones.
So there's like the spelling difference, so it's L is missing in this one, and the released ones have the corrected name in IBMCloud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why it's IBM Cloud.
Let's get that renamed.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much good. Anything else, guys? I think that's pretty much what we want to discuss today. Anything else from anyone? All right.
I think we are good, Manju. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, folks, and have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.